What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of SalazarWorks, and this is the finale of Beyond the Edge. Alright, so going back to the previous video, we finally cut the guards off on the rear, and I know I've only done one side on the video, but I've actually done the other side too, which I'm about to show you in a sec. Alright, so by the way, I finally got some pair of GTR taillights, which I've got a few days ago. Right, now we can safely proceed to mold the over fenders once they're bonded in, because obviously we finally got some taillights. Last episode, that's what we've done, and if you go to this side, that's the other one that I've done too. All right, so for this episode, it's going to be the same as the previous episode, meaning I'm just going to be doing this side. The reason why is because I don't want to waste so much of your time. I want to keep it short and informative. Just maybe you can get some ideas and stuff. But guys, then again, this isn't your how to widen your R34. This is just me simply showing you guys what I want to do with my car. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, explanation time. So the reason why I outlined the over fender, right, is for me to see where the actual over fender is without having the over fender on there, if that makes sense. Now, the reason why we've got this, like, let's say, what, 20 mil, right, distance between the top line and that, and same on this side, because that section is basically going back to bare metal for the panel bonding. Let's hit it. All right, so after all that, Jesus Christ, I turned into a blonde. All right, so after all that grinding, this is what it looks like now. And there it is, guys, back to bare metal. Right. Okay, so the next thing now is to tape the bare metal, right? Or tape the surroundings and start sanding the inside section, which is that. And then we're gonna paint it black. And yes, I'm painting over the aluminium foil tape because it's meant to stay there. Okay, so for sanding, we're only just going to use our hands. You don't need to block it, because the reason why we're doing this is so when the over fender's on and then you look at the inside, it's not yellow, you know what I mean? So with this one, we'll just be using 420 grit sandpaper. So let's do it. Now we got to clean that surrounding with a microfiber and wax and grease remover. So let's do it. All right, so I've done the tape as well. That for me is enough coverage. It doesn't matter if it's going to have a little bit of overspray here or there on the boot, because the whole thing is going to get resprayed anyway. All we need to do now is to wait for it to get dry so we can work around it without worrying about getting paint in our clothes or hands. All right, so it's the very next day. That paint should be dry now. And if you're gonna ask, oh, it doesn't take that long to dry, mate. Why did you have to wait overnight? I don't know, I just want to play it safe, you know? So I've taken the tape off, and now it's time to measure how much is in contact with the actual body, because I've just left enough room in there just in case. I'm just going to show you now. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. So what I meant with the contact is that, right, obviously if none of these were in contact with the over fender, it will be exposed to rust or whatever, and you don't want that. So what I'm going to do is going to mount the over fender back on and kind of see from underneath, just eyeball it, how much roughly is in contact with the actual body, because if it only needs that much, it means I have to tape it up again and quickly spray it and then apply the adhesive, etc. and etc. Alright, so while we wait for that section to get dry, there's another adjustment that I need to do on that upper fender because it's hard to explain. I'm just going to show you now. Okay, so with this section of the upper fender, which goes on this side, it's not completely flat yet. I still need to shave that off for it to be flat. However, it's this section here that I was talking about. So I've got a marker here. I'm just going to draw it just so you guys can understand. So basically it needs to be shaved like that much to follow the shape of the bottom. So all these things that I'm blacking out has to be shaved off. And obviously I need to kind of like, I don't know, somewhere around here, like following the borderline, from around there. Only up to there because that section flares out, right? So look at that. Look who's got a mask now. Okay, so after all that grinding, came out. It's already masked, but somehow I don't know what went to my lips. Look at that. All right, anyway, so after all that grinding, it's where I want it to be now. Out of the way, so. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. So I simply just made it a bit thinner on the edge. And like I said earlier, followed that line all the way through. All right, so for the adhesive, we're going to be using, sorry about that. All right, so for the adhesion, we're going to be using a panel bonding adhesive. It's a lot better than Sikaflex. The reason why is because, well, A, this is much stronger, and we're talking about over years. It's not going to crack or move or whatever. On the other hand, the Sikaflex, because yes, it's good on the exterior part of the cars, like trims, garnishes, or whatever you call it. But according to my research, on the long run, because Sikaflex has a little bit of movement under heat and over time, it could cause cracks around where you molded the thing. So better be safe than sorry, right? Okay, so everything is ready, right? I've spread enough adhesive in there, on this side too. Now it's time to put the other fender back on. Whew. Guys, I fucked up on one corner and I'm about to show you now. So, as you can see, there's more screws now because of, I think it's because of how many times I've taken in, out, the body of a fender. The thread that was made on the first screws that came in came off loose, I guess. So it's this corner that I fucked up. So this was loose, and I was like, you know what, I'll put two, I don't care, because it's gonna be bogged anyway. But yeah, there she is. Story time, or more like explanation time. So some of you would ask, why did he just use the adhesive on top and the side? So A is that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. B, sorry, I definitely don't know what I'm doing. This is just me going through a bunch of YouTube tutorials, I'd say. Looking at it, right, I saw that there was only two proper contacts that I could make it to the, you know what I mean, like to the actual body, which is obviously this side and the top. And the rest, I'm thinking, right, is I'm just going to use Sikaflex. You're going to say, oh, why? I thought Sikaflex not good, blah, blah, blah. Well, according to my research, it's not. However, the main concern here is the side and the top, because I think that's what holds the whole thing. And it doesn't matter if you use Sikaflex down here or on this side or that side, because the whole panel bonding adhesive is holding it anyway. if you know what I mean. That's the only reason why, because, you know, using what I know, my imagination, my visualization, that's the only thing that I came up with. That's why I keep saying in this video, this is not your how to wide body R34 your car. This is just me simply showing you guys what I've done or what I want to do with my car. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the last part of Beyond the Edge. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also I would like to thank my first 100 subscribers. And yes, I just noticed this the other day. I didn't know that I've already hit 100 subscribers. Actually, it's more than 100 subscribers now. I know it's not much for some, but for me it means a lot. It means the whole world. So thank you guys for your support. Really appreciate it. So yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any updates for this build. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next episode.